Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of my Dread Hunger Strats series here on YouTube. Once again, we'll be focusing on a Thrall strategy, and that is because Thrall strategies generally have a lot more wiggle room. You can push the envelope with what you can and can't do, and you can just get creative, and I love that, whilst still seeing results. So this strategy I've been working on for a couple of weeks now. I had the idea in a spur of the moment. Weirdly enough, I was fading off to sleep, and I had the idea. It came to mind, and I woke myself up. I wrote it down on my phone, and I basically kept it in the back of my mind for a little bit of time until I eventually decided to make it into a strats episode for this series. What the problem was, of course, is that I hadn't tested it. I had no idea. It was just a general idea that might work, and I needed to do some testing. So I've done a number of different recordings, trying different methods. I've actually recorded this exact sort of speech or this exact sort of spiel 5 different times now, as I've thought I knew how I was going to run the strategy. So I recorded this bad boy, and then I went and tried to play games with it. And then when it went into actual games, I kept running into different types of problems with it, and so I've been developing it. I've got a lot of fixes to some of the common problems that I was facing with the strategy. But at the end of all of it, I think I've got a pretty interesting, pretty different, and most importantly, a strategy that will catch the crew off guard. Now, the strategy is designed, you can probably try and take this idea and throw it into a different map, see if you can make it work, but the strategy I've designed is for the approach. And ironically, I started thinking about this because of the amount of Thrall games, the amount of crew games I've played on the approach, where the Thralls have played in pretty much the exact same way, down to the letter. They were exactly the same, and they'd play earlier. They'd either attack the crew and then kill a couple of players and then escape to the back of Nitro after outing themselves, set up a bunch of stuff, drop nitros on them as they were attacking, and then it would be a pretty much luck of the draw on who died to what nitros and who shot who, and it would decide the result of the approach match. So I started thinking, okay, what can we do with the approach, and what can we create that will keep the crew, even a confident and cocky crew, on their toes, and what might catch them off guard at a moment of need. So I got creative, and I was thinking about this in my my dreamlike state, and I had an idea. So we're going to run a custom lobby on the approach. I'm going to run through everything that I do for the first couple of days, and basically the suggestions on how I would encourage to run the strategy yourself, so in your own games you can try it out. I'll then run an actual in-game example where I played a game of Dread Hunger, and I played a game of Dread Hunger with an actual crew, and I tested out the strategy to see how it would work. So with that in mind, we'll get this lobby started. Actually, before I do that, I do want to quickly note that this strategy is best played with a couple of different characters. The Navigator is a fantastic character. His movement speed is always welcome, and I've actually almost got him to level 30 after Prestige, so I've almost got that max, which is great. The second character I would encourage is possibly the Doctor. And the reason for the Doctor is on the first day, you're going to be potentially setting yourself up to take a significant amount of damage. And if you do that, it's potential damage, it's not guaranteed. Potential damage, and if you do take that damage, then you need to have healing, you need to be back in the game really quickly, and the Doctor's a good character for that. That, or just a character that runs, you can pretty much run whatever the hell you want after that. I need to confirm, did I make a public lobby? I didn't mean to do that. I'll have to rehost. Sorry, Jovman, I didn't mean to ditch you. I just meant to run I meant to run a custom lobby. I don't think I clicked it. Mustn't have clicked it. Public. Oh, so you can run a custom. Oh no, it was a custom lobby. I'm confused. I don't know how he joined. Maybe he's friends with me and he didn't realize I was recording a private. Jovman, if you watch this back, I don't know how you joined. How are people joining me right now? What? Oh, I'm so confused. Okay, well, I think we're okay. All right, well, let's get this strategy underway. I'm going to run it as the navigator. Actually, I'll run it as the doctor for the purpose of the syringe. Just to have that automatically with me. And we'll get underway. I'll take this opportunity as well. If you have any ideas for future strategies, just little things, like just a small idea, just post down in the comments below, and it might trigger or inspire me to come up with an idea off that to build it into a full-blown strategy. There's one thing to have a one little idea and then build it into a whole strategy that you can actually run in an actual game and it have meaningful impact. So please feel free. I'd love you to comment below some ideas. It helps me come up with my own ideas too. So we've got our lovely notification that we've got the thrall, and we've been sent to the approach. I'll be jumping straight down to the. Gee, that takes a while. We're going to run straight down like a normal crewmate. And we're going to run down to the captain's chute. Now, anyone that's watched videos of mine knows I do this almost religiously every game. It's a good way to quickly get something done. Basically, the quickest way to get something done, ideally, you don't have to wait in a queue if you're quick enough, and especially if you're a navigator player like I am, you generally always get to that chute first. And then you can just be done, and you can say it very loudly that the doctor put their coal through the chute. You then do a little double jump like I did just then. It does take a bit of practice. I'd encourage practicing that because it is valuable to learn to do it for the summit and the approach. And you say, I'm leaving. Don't draw too much attention to yourself. You can say a vague explanation that you're going to go do something. You can say whatever you want to. Ideally, people don't question you yet. If they do question you, distract with just fantastic, with just a lovely personality. So, as we're running down this left-hand side, we are going to opt to path down the left side. There are a lot of resources here that, generally speaking, crew will favor. And if they do favor to stop for that, especially players that either ran with you or players that are behind you, that will slow them down. And you're going to run right past it and go for one of the discrete coal sleds up ahead. The reason for doing this is we are on the approach, and the approach is known for its problematic coal system. The crew will generally have a very easy time sourcing coal and getting the ship at least halfway, if not further, before even the nighttime hits of the first day. And it all depends on how the game runs and what's going on. And depending on where players are, you can thrall vision, and when you have when people aren't looking, you can throw a piece of coal. The idea is that you're trying to throw this coal out. You're trying to keep it away from. You're trying to keep it away from the crew. Looting four coal is noticeable, and it will do enough. It will do a little bit of. It will slow the crew down a meaningful amount, so it's worth doing. A good way of disposing of the coal is as you're jumping over, you press F and then jump, and it will go in the water, and you'll generally be covered by the fact you're jumping. So anyone watching you may not notice the action right away. So once again, we're just doing a little jump. And the coal moves forward of you, and it doesn't land on the edge there. You can actually loot this coal sled too. This is an extra coal sled that sometimes spawns here. There's like 2 or 3 different spots along here. I think it's just 2 spots that the crew, that coal may spawn in. We've got a wolf up ahead, and since we're playing the doctor, we can even tell the wolf and call out to the chef, hey guys, yeah, there's a dead wolf over here if you want it. So at this point, we're feeling pretty darn good about our setup. The crew the crew generally won't notice that we're leaving or running ahead, and if they do notice, then that's okay. It's not a bad thing that they notice you. You don't have to completely pray that they don't see you at all. All it looks like is that you're running up to the broken ship, and depending on where everyone else is going, you can say that much. So I'm just going to throw this coal in the corner of this, and we're going to spirit walk. So at this point, we want to head to the back of the Nitro, and we want to do that as quick as possible. Ideally, we want to be up here early on into the day. We just want to break line of sight, get that distance, and set ourselves up for a strong for the play that we're going for. And I don't think I've actually described to you what we're trying to do for this strategy, but I will I will quickly explain that the idea that I had behind this strategy was to ideally set the thralls up, or set the crew up, to think that they're in a very powerful position. Let them get a false sense of security. Once they feel like they're in a safe spot and they are confident that they can just win the game, they'll let their guard down. And that's when you strike with a devastating blow. So we're pushing up here. We're going to set up a couple of totems. It doesn't matter where you set these up. You can set them spaced out so they don't get destroyed as quickly. You can set them up with more distance. It really doesn't matter. Or just directly on top of each other if you want to save time. There's a lot of different ways you can run this. Ideally, you just want these totems as quickly as possible. I like 3. 4's perfect. Your partner might make 5. You don't have a lot of time to spend up here, but yeah, setting up a couple of totems in spots along here won't hurt you, and it'll be fantastic for you going along. You also wanted to loot the human meat from that tent. That's the reason I spent so long. That's why I spent so long looting those, and it is going to be worthwhile. If you have a bit of time, you could even try to make a second syringe, but you're only going to need the one, so it's probably not worth it. So at this point, we're pretty happy with our resource gathering, and we've got we're going to go for our nitro in this munitions pile. So the purpose here is to try and get the nitro down into a discrete location so you can access it at key moments in the game. And you want to do so without giving away that you've even been up to nitro. So if you can avoid killing that wolf, that's fantastic. Often the wolf will aggro onto you. It's not the end of the world. It's a subtle giveaway that you are of what you're doing. That there's a dead wolf already up there. But with the totems up there already, people just assume that the thrall's been up there and they haven't managed to get anything past. So what we're going to try and do is sneak past the bear carrying nitro. Now this bear has a decently small tether range. And the idea is that this bear can be snuck past as a thrall, either perfectly without being seen. And this is where I was talking about the randomness of it. It totally depends on the randomness of where the bear is, the randomness of whether or not the bear chooses to aggro onto you, the randomness of where the bear chooses to path in the game. So what we're going to try and do here is get past this polar bear, and we want to do so by sprinting past it. We're going to take a little bit of damage here because the bear's going to aggro onto us, and we're going to spirit walk the moment I can. And the bear's going to attack me. I can take 3 hits, and then I need to go, and I need to spirit walk. I can dodge that last hit, which would have finished me off, since a polar bear does 25 damage each. So we're in good shape now. The nitro has gotten past the polar bear. Oh god, oh fuck, that wolf could aggro onto me. I need to be careful here. I need to be very careful. I'm too low to fight the wolf. Okay, cool, that wolf. And Bongo is still close enough to tether onto me when I go for that. But he will eventually path back the other way. And that will be fine. My health is restoring. We're in a good spot. The polar bear has decided to continue. Okay. The wolf's got a weird aggro, but that's fine. Dead wolf as well. Not as clean as I would have liked. But we're in a good spot. We've still got 2 more pieces of human meat. And depending on how quickly you can do this, sometimes you won't even have to thrall spirit walk. It depends on where the bear is and whether you can sneak past it. And weirdly enough, there was a patch that I read. I haven't looked into it much yet. I wasn't sure if I was even going to be able to get past that polar bear, but I knew with Spirit Walk I'd be able to. It's just whether I took damage or not. And this is why the doctor was a good choice, because I've got my health back. I don't have to worry about that too much. And I've still got 1 more piece of human meat. Now the bear does look like he's finally pathing away. I just want 1 more step in the other direction. Hop Dop, when you watch this back, I'm in a custom game, yes. That bear is being really irritating today. I'm really not a fan of this bear's pathing. It doesn't usually come this far up. And it will eventually calm down. In an ideal world, we're trying to get this nitro down to a spot near where the ship will end up. And we want to do so while it's nighttime or under the cover of whiteout. Now, obviously, we haven't set anything else up. All we've done is focus on getting our Nitro down as quickly as possible. And the reason for that is I don't want to be outcast from the crew. If I was able to save a lot, I could have saved a lot of time here if everything had gone to plan with my with the Nitro. You could potentially get to this spot completely under the cover of night, because right now anyone at the broken ship can see me doing this. And the last thing you want is pressure from players at the broken ship or anyone saying, you need to put the Nitro, that you want to do this without their knowledge, all right? So somewhere along here, depending on the cover of night, you need to summon a whiteout. It's only going to last for a small amount of time, about, I believe, 40 seconds. But that's okay. That's all you really need. Now you want to make this jump, and this is a difficult jump to make. And you can fall short there, and you can almost drop it. I've done this, as I said, I've run this a few times now. And the last thing you want is your body falling in the water, because it's then pure luck where the Nitro lands. And if your Nitro lands in the wrong spot, you could end up getting yourself killed. Not you killed. You could end up wasting your full first day as your Nitro. That's further up. You could end up wasting your first full day as your Nitro is just destroyed by carelessness.
There you go. Oh, no, okay.
In the water. Now again, this whiteout, it's going to end shortly. The idea is I'm trying to get this Nitro to a safe spot where they won't notice it's here. There's a little ramp you can take up here, and it's quite clean. And depending on where everyone is, as you can see, that whiteout ran out quite quickly. And depending on how many totems you have, it's possible to get that to a level 2 whiteout. And if you have a level 2 whiteout, then it's no problem. It's a lot easier if you do half of that under the cover of night, which is why we rushed up there so quickly. Anyway, I'm in a custom lobby, so obviously no one saw me. So we're going to go on the assumption I managed to get this here without anyone noticing. We want this in a spot that people won't notice, so ideally back here, because if you're looking from anywhere, well, anywhere back here, no one's going to notice that it's even gone. So the first night is over. You've put the Nitro down. What are your plans? Now you've got a couple of options here. One, fuck off and just run back to the back of the map, set up a bunch of totems, cannibal call, be a pest, do your typical Thrall strategy. Now, when I design strats, I don't want to do things that are typical. Obviously, we rushed up to the back of Nitro, but we've done a very unorthodox strategy after that. So I would not encourage doing that, though it is an option, because what you could do is play normal Thrall from the back with an ace in your an ace up your sleeve, ready to Nitro bomb the ship when it comes to it. And I want to quickly talk actually what to do when Nitro, when you do actually want to bomb the ship, but we'll talk about it afterwards. The other option you have is you don't want to be seen here. So ideally, you can spirit walk away, or you can wait for your second whiteout. Now the whiteout may be there depending on whether you did it under the guise of night, and your spirit walk should be up. So that's the other option. I would highly encourage spirit walking. And at this point, depending on where everyone is, your goal is to now be the most trustworthy crewmate on the planet. You want to regain all the distrust that you've likely built because of the time that you spent away from the ship. And you can go anywhere. You can come up to this back spot. Ideally, a good idea that I had, I don't know if it'll actually work, but a good idea is to possibly come back up to this campsite and say you've come up to get coal and you wanted to check if the coal made it back. You can even act suspicious of any players that are up here, because this is typically a Thrall-sided campsite. And since you never came this way, it's very reasonable that you would be suspicious of anyone that's up here. Obviously, check if your teammates' totems are actually up here before you come up here. If your teammate pathed this way, the last thing you want is to path up and then accidentally be caught with totems and then having to destroy them. Or be seen leaving an area that have totems, whatever. That's all problem. So at this point, you're just grabbing coal. And at the same time, you want to start setting up for ideally a play in the next day or two. So you can grab any gunpowder that's left up here. Often players won't loot this. It depends if the marine goes this way. Otherwise, players tend not to. Depends on how many keys you've managed to loot. I've got a fair few from this particular example. So you can open possibly the locked chest that's often back here. It doesn't appear to be here at the moment. You could opt to make a shovel and then start digging up chests, because there's one here. There's a bunch back down at that base the base of the entrance here. You can push up forward, grab more. You've got a lot of options at this point, and that's really what we want. You want to be around people, you want to be talking. You can ideally try and regain trust by using some of those strategies that I talked about in my advanced Thrall guide, the 9 tips and tricks video that some of you or many of you would have seen. If you haven't seen it, I'd highly recommend going and checking that out, because it will make pulling off or building trust with your crew a lot easier if you've learned or you understand some of the tricks that I've talked about there. One of them is, of course, the little jump trick that you can do to remove the blood stain if you jump from a decent height. So you can do that at some point. You can summon cannibals on the players up at this campsite or anyone nearby, and then help them fight them. The idea is to build that trust, and once you have that trust, cement your position as a very likely crewmate. With that trust in your, with the crew trusting you wholeheartedly, I'm just going to warm up, so I'm not going to bother. Obviously, I'm not actually taking the coal back to the ship in this custom example. With the crew fully trusting you, you're in a fantastic position to do things, to blame people, and most importantly, be welcomed at the ship at an important time. If your voice is heard at the ship and you give directions on where people should go or what people should do, they may go do that. It may distract them from your nitro bomb you've got planned. There's so much you can do with that. I would also encourage taking some time, if you haven't played a lot of the approach, to come up and learn the locations of important resources, namely gunpowder crates, ammunition crates, as that's where you can get gunpowder from. And gunpowder is a very welcome resource. This lockbox is either there or behind that tent. So if there isn't a lockbox behind that tent and you've got a key, just push forward and there'll be a lockbox here for you to, a strong box for you to open up and use to your heart's content. Bit more gunpowder, looking perfect. So at this point, you can ideally you want to make a couple of powder kegs. And there's a reason for that. Obviously, anyone that knows me knows I love using powder kegs to kill and damage people. That isn't always a good idea, depending on who you're playing with. If they know you, if they know what to expect, that can all be a bit difficult. But ideally, you want to make powder kegs for the sole purpose of damaging the ship before you do your nitro bomb. That way, the ship won't move. That's very important, and I want to really emphasize that. The ship can and will move if you leave it undamaged when you try to go bomb the ship. If you try and nitro bomb it. It happened. I've run this strategy many times this last week and a half now, and the amount of times I got the nitro in the right position and then fucked it because the ship moved, or the ship broke ice that I was trying to walk over to get the nitro to the ship. There's so many variables that could go wrong, and it's your job and it's your responsibility as obviously the Thrall running the strategy to minimize the damage and minimize the risk. So taking a bit of time to make some powder kegs, pretty darn good idea in my books. That way you can bomb the ship when the crew are up at nitro, and you can do so discreetly. Obviously, you want to have. You can ideally your partner is either caught or a known thrall at some point. So if something happens, you can just blame it on them. You can say, well, the chaplain did it, or the marine did it. The marine bombed the ship, and I couldn't stop him. Sorry, guys, but he got away. But I damaged him. I hit him with a few, whatever, you know. Whatever lie you can come up with to draw attention off yourself. But with the ship damage, the ship won't be moving. And most importantly, well, that's not really most important. These are both equally important. With the ship not moving, the crew will have something to focus on. And I can't emphasize the value of the crew's attention being directed at something, because it means that there will be more potential with the plays that you pull off. You might be able to pull off an absolutely massive play because all the crew are on the bottom deck repairing, well, ideally 12 leaks, right? That's a decent amount of leaks, not a huge amount of leaks, but enough to be noticeable. I've actually gotten very fortunate with gunpowder this game, but yeah. Obviously, something to also consider with this strategy is the fact that when the ship moves through the ice, it leaves a trail behind it. And it's impossible to jump with a nitro from one side of the trail to the other side. I believe if you run really fast, even with Navigator, run really fast, you jump and you left click to throw the nitro, I'm pretty sure it'll either damage the nitro or it just will fall in the water. I've never seen an example of that working, but if you have seen an example of it working, or you just think it'll work in general, please tell me. That's fucking awesome. So, last but not least, let's talk about what you want to do with the nitro once it's actually blown up. Now, obviously, there are a couple of things to consider. Depends on how many totems you have up. Ideally, you want a level 2 or a level 3 whiteout, and you want to start bringing the nitro back to the ship when the crew are still carrying the actual nitro, their nitro, down to blow up the iceberg, because their attention is all on protecting that. They're not looking at the weirdo that's coming up behind the ship with a nitro, right? You want to chuck a whiteout on when they finish that, and you need to keep that cover. The ship should already be damaged. You can even sneak on and damage the ship at that point, like right now. As the crew are there, you can damage the ship at any point. The idea is the ship is damaged, the crew have finished nitro, and as pretty much a flood of players are heading back to the ship. You then want to do a whiteout. This will last, if I'm not mistaken, is it 50 seconds or a minute 10? I think it's a minute 10 or a minute, because it's 40 seconds, a minute 20, and a minute 50, I think. I might be mistaken. And you want to sneak up behind the ship. Now, this depends on where the ship ends up. And one thing you can actually do as the Thrall, you want to control where the ship ends up. So if you're really clever, you want to drive the ship so that it, when it gets to this point, when the ship's sort of just back here, you want the ship to hug the left-hand side. The reason for that is it leaves the ice path where you can easily jump, because it's very different. You can't jump from here to there without hitting the water, right? You want a small enough jump that you can make it while carrying nitro, because if you don't make it, you will lose nitro. And I'll show you what I mean by that, because eventually I have failed this a number of times. So eventually you want to get the nitro up to directly next to the ship. You want to Thrall vision to check where the players are, and you want to position it adjacent to the most players. Then you want to attack the nitro. Obviously this won't actually break it, but you want to attack the nitro. You want to spirit walk, and you want to watch the damage from spirit vision, from spirit walk, to see how many players are downed. At that point, depending on how many players are downed and how many people are still up and how many people were hit by it and what everyone's health is like, you have to make a decision. Are you going to board and just start attacking everyone? Often the players will not be able to work out who actually did that, because under the cover of a whiteout, they can obviously clear the players directly next to them, but they don't know who was next to the ship carrying the nitro. They don't know who's currently in spirit walk, and a bunch of players are now downed. I don't believe a player can be fully killed even if they're directly next to the nitro because of the ship. I might be mistaken on that. We'll find that out when we actually test this with actual players. But you will do significant damage. You'll cause a fuck ton of leaks on the ship, so they're taking on a lot of water. The approach has very limited iron scrap as it is. And if you're very clever, you could have also grabbed some iron scrap along the way and just thrown it out as you're playing. I haven't really done so in this example, but that's something to keep in mind. The more important thing is to get the nitro down here and then focus on maybe tossing iron scrap and tossing any nails that they leave on the ship. And yeah, then you can focus on killing the crew in however you want to. You can either try and board, and depending on how trusted you are, you can start accusing someone. Accuse someone who was off the ship or someone who wasn't hit by it and say, I think I saw the captain. Was that the captain? Whatever. Say someone you think they did it and blame that person. The crew's attention will then go on that, even if it's not actually justified. That's just what a crew will do. Generally speaking, they want something to grasp onto, an explanation for what happened. And depending on weapons and what everyone has, they might start killing each other. And if someone else attacks the captain, or the captain's example here, the captain might fight back, and then they fight each other, and that's just fantastic. Ideally, you could even blame your teammate for doing it, just to earn more trust. And at that point, you then board the ship, and your job is to either have powder kegs to kill players. You can put them around the ship and put them near beds. A really good option is to drop a powder keg right next to where where someone will be put in a bed. And you actually do that as the game goes on more and more, and just blow up anyone that makes it into a bed. And people will often see you do it, but at that point it really doesn't matter. You want to reveal that you're the Thrall at the right time. You want to end the game, and you want to kill everyone. And your teammate hopefully doesn't get blown up by your Nitro play either. Now I'm going to quickly show you the example of what I mean of trying to jump when you haven't got the distance. I'm about to run out of health anyway. For the sake of this, let's say I try to jump from here to there because this iceberg didn't make it. You can also jump up and over that iceberg, by the way. But for the sake of it, you try and jump it. It doesn't make it. And you actually lose your Nitro. So that's a couple of really interesting points. I wish I'd eaten so I could have talked a bit more about that. But the idea is to get the Nitro next to the ship and do so safely under the cover of whiteout, damage as many players as you possibly can, have an ace in the hole, and kill the crew. And that's how you win. Now that's obviously it's a bit of a intricate, interesting strategy. Let's just have a look at how quickly we're able to get that Nitro. Now at this point we had the Nitro past the bear, so we had the Nitro past the bear at 6 minutes, right? We then wasted 2.5 minutes waiting for the bear to reposition. That's just bad luck and bad RNG. But we got it past, and we still had it really down here by 10 minutes. I think you could probably get that down there by 8 minutes, which would still be under the guise of nighttime, as the first day will last 5 minutes, and the first night will last 4 minutes. So the night, it will be still nighttime if you're there about 8 to 8.5. It's still nighttime here, and then it starts breaking into day. Obviously, you can do whatever the fuck you want after this. If you do try the strategy out, and you can tell me where you hide your Nitros for once, because that's just one spot you can hide it. You could take the Nitro straight to the broken ship and bomb the players in the broken ship if you want. You could take the Nitro all the way to the ship right away and damage the ship for 20 leaks immediately. Bit riskier, but it's an option. I wanted to play that devastated a confident crew, and that's what the strategy was for. And it was a way for the Thralls to focus and still blend in and play with the crew and still actually have a massive impact and still win the game on the approach map. So with all of that said and done, I don't think there's anything else I wanted to say. If you do try the strategy, tell me how it goes. I think I already said that. I hope it goes well for you. Let's show an example game, which I'm going to try and record now. Fingers crossed it works, because it'll be annoying if I try again and again and it still doesn't work. There were a lot of examples in my previous games where I've tried this, where the ship hugged the right side and it destroyed all the ice. Okay.
Cut that, go right, go right.
Easy, let's just get the boat going.
Die.
Thrall? Drive?
Oh.
Why are we letting it die?
That went terribly.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, let's control where the ship goes, so therefore that doesn't happen. There's a lot of options still on how you want to run that, but anyway. Yeah, that's everything. Let's get into the actual game. Enjoy.
You know, everyone is going to become a Satan worshipper if they play video games.
Oh, come on. There's a guy called Vertigo. He plays freaking Rust. And he lives in Australia.
Nah, he's got
a-
he's got a
That
name
game's
on
worst
I'm
game
Australian, guys. It's a cool place.
Disco is banned in Australia.
It's a cool place.
I'm
ever. Is it true everything that lives there can kill you?
Australia?
It does.
It's very dangerous.
A lot of
It's way more
things
dangerous.
can,
I
but
thought
not
it was
everything.
I'm not the
There's a
Thrall.
lot of big stuff there.
There's spiny stick
I'm just gonna
insects
tell
and
you
they
guys,
don't kill
it's
you.
the
They love
freaking
them.
hunter. It's the hunter. Trust
Kill
me,
it.
it's the hunter.
Kill the hunter.
It's not me
I'll say
this
it.
time. I promise.
No,
Fuel
just telling you,
the rage.
it's the freaking hunter.
It ain't me.
And she's gonna
This
put her
time.
hole in the freaking chute.
Dropping coal through the top.
Sorry,
Coal through the top for the doctor. I'm peacing out.
I went in.
Yeah, start the boiler, guys. Let's get moving.
I'm losing the thing.
Four.
Someone's behind me, right? Engineer following suit. I like it. Can't hear you, man. You're very quiet.
You didn't drop a coil.
I dropped my coal at the start through the boiler vent.
Because I'm a first one who did it, so I didn't see you.
That's alright. You just have to believe that I didn't. They believe that I did. I mean, the crew haven't even started the ship yet, so I'm a little concerned. I'm not sure how. Put together our crew are. But alas, we will go for his anyway. We're going to run our classic strats episode here. We're running down the left-hand side, and we're going to head straight towards the... I don't know, it's concerning. There we go. Third coal sled's a bit ambitious, isn't it? Nah, I don't need it. I don't need it. Wasting my time. It's a waste of my time. Now, I have made a couple of slight alterations to the strategy that I discussed in the custom lobby. I almost thought about re-recording the whole thing, but it's a very minor change. But it does have relatively large implications, and it has a lot of value as a thrall to get away from the crew as far as I possibly can. So, with that in mind, I'm going to head up, and I'm going to ignore that left side camp entirely. He's actually come. I didn't realize he was that close. Where did you come from?
I was over there.
I didn't see you, sneaky bastard.
Well, I saw you.
Ah, I see, I see. Yay, I'm glad I didn't see him. I could have gotten caught there. I really could have, and that would have been... I mean, it wouldn't really change much. I would have just spirit walked away, but still, it could have been caught. I could have been caught. I'm just assuming that he's not looking directly at me, but yeah, good fun. Ship is not making a lot of progress right now, and I can't really explain why. I don't know whether everyone's just being silly. Oh no, they've just moved the ship a bit further. The ship just hasn't moved very far yet. Happens. Okay, so we grab the wood from here, and we make our 4. One more piece of wood will do. Good. 4 totems will do nicely if I get the opportunity. Wasting the crew's time with meaningless tasks is always a good idea. So them spotting a totem over here, decent. It'll mean when they come up to get Nitro later on, they won't just grab Nitro and leave. They will come over and have a look around this this campsite. And that's valuable time. That may give me the time to get into position depending on where I end up. The crew haven't been extraordinarily efficient so far, but they are making progress. Good for me. So the plan, of course, is to run straight past the bear or try to get past the bear. If we do get caught, then we'll just have to make, then we'll just have to spirit walk. And spirit walking, well, spirit walking is a part of Dread Hunger, isn't it? That's great. Spirit walking gives us the tools to get a Nitro past the bear when in theory you shouldn't be able to. And that's what we're doing right now. Building totems in odd spots, so they can't just destroy all of them in one swing. They actually have to waste a bit of time to grab it. Again, out of sight, out of mind. 4 totems will do nicely. Looks like the destruction of those 4 pieces of coal has helped, and my teammate might be doing any number of things to help as well. I really don't know, but hopefully. Okay, well I guess I'll take the poison. I'll actually take all of those, and we will loot. Yeah, cool. Just give me that. I'm not sure what to do with this poison. I will drop the wood though. I don't really need it. The dead wolf does give away to the people coming up to Nitro that someone or a thrall has come up here, but it doesn't really do a lot else. So for now, we're just going to chow into that. Okay, so I'll pull the bears up in this corner a little bit. There was a recent patch which said it altered the pathing so that you couldn't get Nitro past the bear without fighting it. So as far as I can tell, this might be a more difficult than usual process. If it turns around though, we'll just go straight for it. It shouldn't be able to see me unless it has direct line of sight, in theory, right? Sprinting as fast as I can. I didn't even have to spirit walk. Oh, that's money. Oh, that's money. That's good. Love that shit, man. Okay, we're making fantastic time right now. We are making fantastic time. We've got our human meat to survive through the night. We've got night time to cover what we're doing. Either my teammates done something nice, done something good, or or they've run into an iceberg. They're quite far back. Now this is a strategy you can run against any crew. Ideally, the coal tampering, or the removal of coal, as we showed and we discussed earlier, ideally that strategy makes it, well, ideally because of that, the existence of that, ideally because we're able to get rid of that coal, the crew aren't able to make it as far as they perhaps typically would, which is fantastic for us. I hate my life. Oh, it didn't fall. Oh, it should have fallen. I don't know why it didn't, but it didn't fall, and we're okay. Oh gosh, that's a difficult jump there, and I've practiced it a lot, but I'm still fucking it up, as you can see. I'd like a really strong spot to hide our Nitro, and at this point in time, I'm really not sure where the best spot will be. I've got a couple of spots that I've obviously used in the past. I'm unsure where I'm going to go for this game. I think I just keep it out of sight, out of mind for now. So up the back of this little spot is probably going to be ideal. Yeah, cool. That's easy enough to get to. It'll just be important I keep it out of sight, about there. Right. So where do I go from here? I think I head up to the back here. No one's really looking directly here, so I'll just spirit walk to about here, then walk up approaching them. I could even poison them using this poison play. I don't really want to at the moment though, so let's just head up. Looks like the navigator's up here. Hello there. What can I do for you?
Driving.
Have we got the coal back yet, guys? Has the coal come back from up here?
You already bring it back, yeah.
What are you two still doing up here then? I'm a little scared with all the gunpowder gone.
We already bring it back.
So why are you here? Okay, so the skeleton, the bones are missing, the gunpowder's missing, and the coal, as far as I can tell. Please don't kill me.
Get him, he's running.
Okay, I'm going. Okay. Is it actually you two, or are you just trolling?
I still don't know.
There's no totems up here, so I
don't
can't
know.
confirm it, but...
I'm just
Maybe
fucking with you.
you
I thought
install.
somebody said it was actually you. That's why I was fucking with you.
Oh, okay.
But I have no,
No.
I have no proof that it was you.
No,
have
I came
proof
up to
it was
check.
you,
The
so
coal
I
came
can't
back.
I can't do anything to you either.
I have a cleaver, man. It's a nice cleaver. Sharp. Sharp as attacked. It's attack. Tack. 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 Sharp as something. Yeah.
I don't know what to do. What do I do?
I don't know. Would you like this key? I was about to pick up that coal. If you...
Yeah, I'll take that.
Beautiful.
key.
Easy.
Stack.
I am low. Do you have any...
I don't want to keep these fucking herbs, but
Let's get rid of them then.
what's that? I did. I wanted to keep them for antidote just in case, but
Let's see.
fuck it.
I have an antidote, so I have a couple antidotes. So we should be fine.
I need to do something actually.
Hmm.
Alright, how much coal do you got? You got enough yet?
I've got 3. I don't know why the engineer went back. Have you been with the engineer the entire time?
I can't really confirm what he's actually been doing, so.
Okay, because I feel a little... I feel a bit dodgy about him. Okay.
I think the coal was actually already gone when we got up there, but I'm not positive.
Okay, so the gunpowder's still here, though. That's good.
Yeah, I just opened that up though, or opened up one of them now.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's go back with our coal and move the ship
I don't
forward.
have any coal, but I need to go. I need to go back with you, because
Yeah, man.
I want it. What the fuck did I want?
I'm not really
I
sure.
want wolf. That's what I want.
Yeah, man.
That's probably for the engineer. He's probably gonna.
You'd
be dead.
imagine so. If it's not an engineer, that's a bit dodgy, hey? He's on by himself.
Yeah.
They're on me, you, on us. Yeah, we're finding them. Alright. Alright, looks like some of them are on me, some of them are on Navigator. I've got an upgraded cleaver, so this is fine. You'll be fine, buddy. I can get you to a bed. What? Jesus, how many cannibals are there? Yay, yay. Okay, so...
In that back cave.
Oh, look who's here! Look who's here to help.
I don't know. If it's evil, he gets rid of
Um,
bear.
So the Navigator and I had cannibals on us. I feel good about the Navigator. I don't think he did either of the cannibal calls.
So Doc is definitely
Well, who
good.
put it down then?
The
Angie is.
engineer, well, engineer wasn't there. Engineer held back, and I thought,
I was with the hunter the whole time here.
In the end, I have only
I
two
literally only ran out to pick you
other
guys.
Okay.
skills.
okay,
Snare difficult.
okay. I've got 4 more coals. So let's move forward with it.
I was with
I need
the
some
hunter
food
the entire
too.
game.
Just wanted to say that
Blue.
Chef Chris
Cool,
drank
like
and
sketchy.
vortex.
All right, so the Navigator and I just had a bunch of cannibals on us. The Navigator died to them.
So I guess I can trust you too.
Well, I think you can trust me. I don't know if I can trust you. I lost you after you followed me a bit at the start. Anyway, let's just keep going. So it's actually good because I was able to do so much on that first day and get that positioned. I could reposition and build trusts still, even though I don't really have a lot of trust with people. That Cannibal Call I was able to cement my position. Okay, so I'm gonna chuck the 4 coal in if someone wants to jump on the wheel.
Wait,
That'd be
1
good.
second. Don't fire it up.
Yeah. Oh, do we have food? I'm getting really hungry.
I'll get on the wheel. Right now.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
on the wheel.
Engineer, you good to start it? Oh, I'll start it. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, no.
Oh, it's already
Start it.
starting? Cool, nice. That's nice.
Start it.
Alright. I actually want to see the crew
I
succeed
need
at this
some
point.
food, I'm starving.
Yeah, the chef ran up to the broken ship. I'm gonna go looking for him. Because I'm starving too.
You have to go left or up.
Yeah. Bring it around to your left. Hug left side. At this point, you just want to hug the left side for a lot of it, and then there's like 1 or 2 bad spots, but that's about it. Alright. So it's night time. We grab the human meat from up here. We go grab the gunpowder that we left earlier. We don't trust with these players. Looks like the hunter's here. Everyone else is.
If anyone's hungry, there's stew hidden around the ship.
Oh, I was coming to look for you. We're starving. We don't know where the stew is. Whereabouts is it?
I've been starving. I've been forced to go cancel.
Well, if you search around the ship, just search hard, you'll find stew hidden in various nooks and crannies.
Oh, he's right.
Not the best.
Yes, okay, straight.
Human meat's missing.
Too much right.
Right?
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah, it's straight.
Okay. Cheers.
There's a couple of pieces of coal left up here I'm gonna grab as well. Couple of pieces of human meat never hurt anyone except for the crew, of course. This should be enough to get me through the night. Alright, so we'll just head up here, we'll grab the gunpowder. I could actually grab that poison back. I don't think I will though. The keys, probably useful, I'm just not sure how. Not really doing a whole lot at the moment. Cannibal Call will still be down. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll do. Extra gunpowder from here. Beautiful. It's the hunter out front, right? Or is it the engineer? I don't want to frame. I want to start framing particular players, and the engineer's the player I've put a bit more sus on. But the engineer did bring that coal back at the start, so he's probably already got a bit of a trusting crew around him. So it might not be the smartest person to go for.
Sounds like a good plan. And anyone
What's
who's
our
on the ship that
what's our
hasn't
plan?
found any stew, I'll try and help you
Yeah,
find
what's the
some.
plan? I missed what the plan was.
As we're putting in the codes for the armory, and then we're gonna go do Nitro.
Okay, do we know who the thralls are yet? I can clear navigator and I think I can clear captain. But that's about it. That's all I have.
I don't know, but as was just said, we need to do Nitro right now.
I only really have the one powder keg, but I can make a couple of barrels.
We need to put clothes in and we need to do
Yeah. Okay. Interesting position. I might actually... people on the ship right now. There's a fair few. This is actually a prime time opportunity. While they're doing that, I could potentially... I think I will still take the time to craft what I need first. So I have the tools. And from there we'll chill out. So I think my nitro is right next to where they are right now. Oh, where did you come from, Mr. Sneaky Pants?
Do you have some wood? Please give me one wood.
I don't have any
One
wood,
or
no.
two.
I just used my wood to make this barrel.
Well, like, I'm fucking dying. I'm fucking dying.
Yeah, man. No, it's all right. We'll work something out. Just come back to the ship. Come onto the ship. There'll be heat on the ship, man.
I can't no help.
We have to do the Nitro, guys. We cannot go back.
Kill that guy.
He's placing bear traps.
Did we get the armory open?
Fucking meat, but I can't fucking wood. I'm dying.
What's the armory? We don't need to open the armory.
Fair enough, man.
He's placing bear
I haven't
traps.
even got a code, so that
Nitro, there's no time.
would make sense.
No fucking wood. Nowhere.
All right. There's 3 of those. Did we find the stew that was hidden around the ship? Because I'm starving still.
I don't even know where it is.
Why would you hide stew around? I don't get it. I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know
So
he's good, but like
good,
I don't know why he
you
did that.
Good, he froze to death.
So
Perfect.
it's harder. It's It makes it so you can find your own stew and you know where you put it. Nobody else, you know. It's
Yeah.
Here, let's talk.
For the most
But it means
part.
that he doesn't feed the crew.
Yeah,
It's
you
only
clear
him
all
who knows
the
where it
ground,
is.
you clear
Yeah.
all
I mean,
the
I used to do the same thing. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But,
Dude,
but
you
I
have to go
take
then.
anything for myself. Because
Oh,
I
you
didn't
froze.
have wood.
Shit.
Burn,
Okay.
You
There
need to
should.
fucking do Nitro. Fuck the codes.
Yeah, I haven't even got a code. All right. Are we gonna leave? Do you want to stay and defend, Marine, or you want to go up? I mean, you probably should go up because you've got the gun. So.
I want both you and Navigator to have the memory guns. And know you
I haven't even got a code though, mate. So that's the problem. I'm worried that I won't be able to help.
any keys to open me? Anyone?
No, sorry. The I think the was it the captain or the chef who said he had a key. One of them said they had a key. I'm find the bear right now. My Nitro's just chilling over there, up the back. What I could do is source some coal. Where did you die, engineer? I'll grab your coal and bring it back. Engineer, where did you die? He died in here, didn't he? So I'm going here. I'm quite lucky that the crew had no idea where everything was, because yeah, we'd be in trouble. Alright, 3 totems, lovely.
Freaking cover your back, bro. That was the one who was with you.
who died?
Well,
You're on the boat. Can you call? I can't see anything.
everybody's here.
The ship's over here, I think.
GG.
We're just coming back to it.
Not enough daylight left to get the Nitro. We're done.
It's not the... No, there's still a whole nother day, buddy.
You got candles got on you?
Wait, there's another day?
There should be, yeah. I think so. It's not day. It's not day. It's not day of Blizzard yet. Yeah.
I'm working on it.
Okay, we need to open your freaking armory.
I'm working on it. Don't worry.
Alright. Trust you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Here we go.
That's worked out very nicely.
Oh.
Anyone already
Hey,
taking my
hey.
money? Whoop.
Somebody just became a thrall. Somebody's
just
turned
happened?
on us right now.
Chaplain placed the bear traps.
Bear traps. That was
Yeah,
weird.
don't-
I'm in the
Don't
bed.
check
I'm in the
it.
bed.
Yeah, I don't. That's Japanese.
Not me. What the fuck?
That's you.
I want you to place those bear
Yeah.
traps.
Yeah.
He only died, so it's not good.
It's already good, man.
Oh, it's Chaplin?
Bear traps should do more damage. God damn it.
Yeah, he had
Yeah.
6 gunpowder on his corpse. It's 100% him.
Yeah.
Chaplin?
I would like to turn that gunpowder into, bullets.
Me too, actually.
Alright, fine. I'll do that.
The meat, I don't trust the meat either.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna get that meat. I'd throw that meat overboard.
Anyway, we're still alive. I'm locking the door.
Okay, good.
Well, shouldn't... Is it still daytime?
Can I
No,
have some
no.
of that?
Night and misty.
Maybe
I
I
still
spirit
think we
walk
should
up?
go for it. There's not enough time
Yeah.
for us to wait till morning to get to the
Also,
Nitro.
There's heaps of time. Don't even worry about this. We've literally got a whole day. It's super easy. Don't stress.
I think so as well. But
Check. Can I have bullets?
I think we shouldn't do it
yeah,
right
sure.
now. I think we should wait until day.
Come back to the ship, guys. Get warm. If you stay where you are, it won't work. Come on, come back to the ship. Just get back on the ship.
I agree.
Easy.
Alright, fine.
Back on the ship, guys.
I have 3 tea on my
Easy.
Oh shit, somebody else.
Oh, that's
Massive. Nice work, guys. Nice work.
Alright, who has call? If anyone has call, we might as well start moving it.
What
Holy
happened?
crap.
Did you kill them?
Somebody's
We
missing
We all should do.
That's the armory.
Run!
Oh my god.
What the fuck just happened? What just happened? What just happened? What just happened?
No, it's this engineer.
kill engineer.
I killed him.
Freaking engine.
Chef, no!
Anyway, we should win this now. Just repair the ship.
Yeah,
You know,
easy.
we-
Let's just get the repairs
Do we
going.
have
Yeah.
nails anywhere? I have
well,
wood.
They're around somewhere, yeah. I think the navigator put some earlier.
Fuck, we don't have any nails.
Hmm.
Nails on the bucket
Did you not hear him?
in front of the kitchen.
Nails in the bucket
Oh
in
no,
front of the
it's all
kid.
gone.
Yeah.
On the barrel. On front of the barrel.
No, it's gone.
Weird.
I've got nothing.
Wait, I think there's nails. I think there's nails on some of the
no.
bodies here. Come
Look
check
at-
the.
look
Yeah, check
for-
the bodies,
fuck's
guys. There's some nails on the bodies.
Are you kidding
Another
me?
one.
That's another powder keg. What the fuck?
It wasn't Hunter or me.
It's right there. We just need to. Behind you. I've got wood, but I don't have nails.
Hmm.
It's
Fuck
Captain.
this Navigator. What's Navigator doing?
It's the captain.
I was the one telling it. Oh, I thought it was you. Is it the captain?
I think so.
Captain's got a rifle.
It's no
Captain's got a rifle.
Captain's
What the
down.
hell?
Captain's downed if it is him. On the
Someone
ship.
shot me.
He's just on the ship right now. If you want to get him.
He's got shot.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Hey.
Navigator.
Oh my god, it's the priest, it's the priest.
Is the priest still on the board?
Attacking
kill
me.
him.
Okay.
Ow, he just downed me. Marine, come back here, hurry.
It's the
What?
Navigator.
Throw me overboard.
Wait, who shot me?
The
Hurry up.
engine. Is the engineer
Hunt
here?
with me. He doesn't
I've
know
got
how
you,
to
buddy.
throw me off.
Oh, who's
Where are
the
you? Where are you? Where are you?
dog?
Where are you?
Navigator, I think. I think it's the Navigator.
No, it's not
I think
Navigator. There's beds right there.
Yeah, there.
Watch
There
out
you
for the chaplain. Watch out for the chaplain.
Chaplain's still around. Okay.
What's going on?
He
I
was
don't
up
know.
top. He threw me
This
overboard.
is weird. That's alright. We'll get.
Help! Chaplain's on. Chaplain's on. He's killing me.
I'm just getting the captain. I can't get to you right now. Captain, you here, buddy? Did the captain die? They should have worked out it's me by now, but at the same time, I've been relatively. I think I got hard cleared earlier, so they. Well, they tried to hard clear me, so therefore I was good in their books. Here's the captain's body.
Wait,
Does he
let's
have-
not kill her. Let's let the boat sink. I want the achievement.
Alright. Alright. Hunter, we gotta get on board.
Huh?
We gotta get on board. But they.
There, I have
The
nails
Thralls.
and shit.
I think is engineer on board still?
Board.
Chaplain's
Get
there.
up here.
What a bad shot you are.
She's good. You better watch out, Chappie.
I can't get out. I've gotta.
Ow! Ow!
I hit
Chaplain, you got him. Nice work. Nice work. Nice work. I might try and. I'll try and board.
You play video games? You
earlier.
like playing video games?
I want to give him the achievement. This is fantastic. A lot of dead bodies on board.
Damn, how many shots you got, girl?
I killed it!
Nice work. Woo!
We've lost it
Well, I
anyway.
can't
It's
say
been
for
ship
shit,
sinking.
guys.
Yeah, it doesn't look very
It was-
good.
It's okay. It was worth losing the ship.
He's a bad fucking shot, man. Oh man, I got nails and everything. But I
Start
can't-
repairing then. Drop some nails to me. Where are you?
It doesn't matter. Like,
We can still
it's
save
just
this if you
gonna
drop
sit where it
nails.
is.
Just drop some to me and I can.
Yeah, it's not
Like
that
as many as
bad.
you
I have to
can.
make-
It's
Not
pretty
that
bad.
bad.
It's pretty bad.
I'm
Yeah.
down.
There you go. I don't have any wood, man.
You just kill me.
Well, how would I
have a bunch
kill?
of stuff.
I'm not gonna kill you. That's mean.
Yeah, just get the wood. Just get the wood.
Yeah, that's
Come on,
true.
you can save this.
That's
You
true.
can do it. The boat's not sunken yet.
It's gonna sink
Got
anyway.
one millisecond
Uh,
left.
We should have stayed together, guys.
Yeah, I don't know why.
yeah, GG crew.
Ah!
Oh, that worked out a treat. That worked
Why's
out.
the doctor swimming by? I just seen the doctor swim by.
Dude, the long con.
What?
The long con.
Thank you.
Yeah.
GG.
I literally watched you swim by. Like, I didn't know you could swim in that.
Only in those last couple of seconds as the ship's sinking, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's exciting. That was fantastic.
Oh my god. Well, fantastic, I wouldn't call it.
Great
Oh,
work,
pardon.
Chaplain. I had a sorry, Chaplain. I had a plan, and so when you started attacking people at the armory, I wasn't going to back you up on it. I needed to get my nitro in place.
No, you're right. I messed up there. I didn't realize that. the
Oh, you couldn't have
traps
known.
don't do it.
That's alright, bro. Don't worry. I actually didn't lose any points. You
I wanna
don't lose
switch-
points for
Did
helping.
you do
crew
a
recover.
nitro trap back
Somebody
there?
wanna
Is that
swap
what you
road.
said?
I want to swap.
Ooh,
So I ran ahead and got a nitro at the start of the game and positioned it near where the ship stopped. So when you guys came nearby, I just dropped the nitro and shot it and spirit walked and downed a bunch of you. I wanted to help you.
Where was the glitch? What?
Well, if you path right, you can actually get past the polar bear without having to fight it, and you can also, as a thrall, you can aggro it, run past where it goes as it's hitting you, and then spirit walk, and then syringe your health back, and then you've got your nitro past the polar bear to get to where you want to put it.
Oh, that's smart.
Oh, remember when you came
pretty
to that
new.
cave and I was like, oh, look who it is, Doctor. They were saying that you were one of them.
Oh yeah, dude, I ran ahead and disappeared for a full day, but fortunately, I was able to regain your trust by summoning cannibals on you. Thanks for watching. Like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more. I stream Dread Hunger live on Twitch quite regularly. The link's in the description if you'd like to come by sometime. There's a bunch more Dread Hunger gameplay videos right over here, and more detailed guides and analysis videos up on my channel if you're interested. Good luck out in the Arctic, and watch out for Bongo.